Once there was an old woman called Babushka who lived all by herself in a wooden hut in the forest. The nearest house was many miles away, so old Babushka was used to looking after herself and keeping busy. She baked her own bread and sewed her own clothes. She swept her wooden floor and polished a few plates and pots. Although Babushka was very poor, she was happy. One winter's night, as Babushka sat sewing by her fire, she heard voices approaching the hut through the thick snow. Babushka hardly ever had visitors, so at once she threw more sticks on the fire and put on some water to boil for tea. There came 3 knocks on the wooden door. When Babushka looked outside, she could hardly believe her eyes. On the doorstep stood 3 very fine and important-looking men. Come in, you are very welcome on such a cold night," said Babushka, and the 3 strangers walked in. The first to enter was young and wore a long velvet coat trimmed with fur. The second was an older man, dressed very elegantly but tired from the journey. The third was a tall, handsome man with gold jewels and a silk robe. They all took their seats by the fire. As she busied herself making the tea and finding some food, Babushka asked the strangers where they were going. "That is uncertain," said the first man. "We are following a star that will lead us to the place where a new prince has been born. We do not know where it will stop, but now the snow is so thick that we cannot see to follow it." "Then you must rest here," said the old woman. "Here is some strong hot tea. But tell me, sirs, who is the new prince that you are searching for?" "He is a holy child," said the second man. "He is the Christ child who will reign forever." Babushka's eyes widened as the third man showed her the precious gifts that had been bought for the new baby. "I wish I could see this holy child," she said. "Then why not come with us?" the 3 men replied. "You are very welcome to join us in our search." No, said Babushka, a little sadly. "I am too old to go on a journey now, but I do wish you luck on your travels." Soon the snow eased a little and the 3 men set off once more. Babushka watched them from the door of her hut until their glowing robes were lost among the trees. Then she went inside and got ready for bed. All night long old Babushka tossed and turned, thinking of the Christ child. As the sun rose in the morning, she made up her mind. "I will go," she said. "Yes, indeed, I will." As quickly as she could, she packed a bag of small toys for the new baby. There were simple things, an old doll, some wooden animals, and a few pretty feathers and pebbles. Then she wrapped her shawl around her head and set off across the snow. Poor Babushka, she had waited too long. The footprints of the strangers had been covered with snow, and she could not follow them any more. Everywhere she went, Babushka asked if anyone had seen the 3 wise men. "Who?" asked a farmer. "Of course not. No one travels in this weather." So Babushka walked on. Some say that she is still searching high and low, looking for the Christ child. And if she meets children who are poor or ill or sad, she finds a little present in her sack for them in the memory of the Holy Child.